No permissions, birth looked up, taking flight falling. Knows dissidence, balanced in dark and light. Steadying the agreeable index plight. Crypto tuning up, yup, keeping it right. Yup, the meme that's on the rise. Agreeable intense. One on a Pulsechain's pride. Opening those minds with all the positivity. Marching in its time. Cadence in the grind. Agree to disagree. Yup. Another tiny. Meet up hits it right. Freedom and prosperity. The destination and the flight. Lighting up dad's farm. Opposed to that, nope. Rule. Firing up them charts. Yeah, flying straight and true. Wink at the foes, cheer at the woes. Yep, stack stats gliding through the lows. The truth will set you free.
What's up, guys? Long time no see. I forgot to edit my little name on my little avatar and take out the red part. So let me do that real quick while people jump in or whatever. Yeah, like what's going on? How we doing? What we're going to do today is go over some news and then go over some strategic ETH reserve stuff, some bullishness, some S4 approvals, and some charts. What do you think? Oh, wait. I forgot. You see something in the background, guys? I don't know. Let me know what it says in the background in the chat. And maybe, just maybe, I'll tell you what it's going to be used for. Well, the ones that are getting sent out to people, at least. So, anyways, how we been doing? One watching so far. Awesome. Let's go. Anyways, let's jump right into it. Share my screen. Let's go to the window and let's do this first. Share. There we go. All right. I wanted to show something that I want to see more of when we know it's a bull market. You know, let's just see what it says here. Writing out my targets this cycle: Hex, PulseX, Pulsechain, and Ink in that order. Hex is king. 0 BTC each sold in his portfolio, fully allocated to Pulsechain. This guy's a believer now. Hunter Ballo, awesome dude. I think he's the guy that did the van, drove the van or whatever all the way across from North Carolina to LA to go help these guys package some believable tablets here. You know, I got one for my kid, and you know, let me know what it says in what the tablet over here says in the chat, and I'll know if you're listening or not. Anyways, you know, it's pretty cool. Oh wait, what's he got there in his hand? Wait, what? He's got a tablet there in his hand, huh? It's got marketing drawing on it even. Wow. That is cool. But I found the most agreeable tablet on X. You can get it now, only on Pulse. They posted it. Free coins, pulsechain.com, reliable, hex.com, agreements, only on Pulsechain. You know, the free coins part is probably for the people that already own crypto. So, you know, anyways, this is the only agreeable tablet on Pulsechain so far. Well, meme-wise, you know, I had a doll me up one with that. And, you know, then I got one back here waiting for you guys. You know, howdy, how, bright light. Yeah. How we doing? Believe in yourself. Agreements only on Pulsechain. You think that's what it says on that tablet? It says it on this one on X, but on the blue one, I don't know. It says, "Have you been bullish on Pulsechain?" That's what the blue ones. That's what this one says. Here, I'll show you guys. Yeah, if it pops up, there you go. Have you been bullish on Pulsechain? I even got a holder. You know what I mean? I could draw a little happy face. You know, if you guys could see it on the screen, there we go. Look at that. Yeah. Then look, watch. Pretty cool stuff. Even adults use them, but this one's a little beat up for my kid. But maybe I should put a big. Yep. Bullish. You know what I mean? Put it back there. Yeah. This one's a little beat up. So, you know. Hopefully you guys can't read it. Anyways, it says, yep, I'm bullish. Yeah. Cool. Let's move on to some more news and get back to it. So, anyways, Nuclear Herbs has a nice meme here. Trump has seen the tablet, apparently. Breaking news, you know. And look at his face. He's taking it pretty confidently, pretty seriously. But, he had to see the agreeable tablet too. So, I'm bringing out some comedy today. Yeah, I know. At least believe in yourself is getting a kick out of it. He's the only one in the chat. But yeah, hit up this, like, repost it, spread out this agreeable tablet over on X, because agreeance is key to blockchain. Get it right this time, kids. That's only agreeable on Pulsechain. Yeah. So, anyways, Nuclear Herbs, that, and this one, pretty dang good, I think. I didn't really have too much to stream about today, but I did want to talk about the strategic reserve and talk about these targets. And I noticed the Ether machine has a 4% target so far. So they want 10% of the ETH supply. And then you scroll down here to FG Nexus, right? What does their target want to say? 10% of the ETH supply. So I wonder what these companies are waiting on. So I found out some information about the Ether machine up here. They are waiting on a S4 SEC approval. So that is some big news. The SEC has declared the S4 effective, allowing the company to proceed with the offering of the securities. So there's a reason why these two companies on the reserve site over here, even though this data is not too accurate all the time, but it does give us enough evidence that there's two big companies that want 10% of ETH supply. So we know there's 150 million coins of Ethereum. So 10% would be 15. That is 30 million coins, basically, that they want just to have and to hold forever. So that is pretty big. Their MNAV, this one's not looking all that great, but MNAV is looking pretty hot on the FG Nexus one. So I'm looking for that one to come up in the rankings here pretty soon. But then Pulsechain would be back down to 6. And, maybe Pulsechain should just stay there, man. Like, what if they wanted to do some staking in the future? Who knows? Having Pulsechain do something like that, at least with a portion of that, would, kind of be sustainable. But that would be up to the community. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I just wanted to bring that out. Look for FG Nexus. I haven't found a stock that you can invest in with this, or not, at least the right one with the right ticker. So hopefully there might be an offering soon, and then a stock comes out, and whatever money I got on Robinhood right now, which ain't much at all because I'm a self-custody guy in crypto and stuff. I do own a few of the Ether machine because I'm waiting for that. I think it'll blow up once the S4 SEC approval right here has been established and approved for, man. I mean, that's all they're really waiting on. And yeah, I think just okay. Sharplink beat everybody to the punch. We still got Bitmine accumulating 59% more, and they're only wanting 5% of the ETH supply. And I mean, 25K kind of sounds a little average to me. When you just think of this, like if they have to buy it on market, it seems a little average. But they're probably not going to buy it on market, so they're probably going to OTC and stuff like that. It's one of the other reasons why the Ethereum Foundation has probably been selling. This is why, hence the red in the markets today, apparently. And then something going on with Venezuela. I've heard 2 people tell me about some war going to break out in Venezuela over oil, whatever the hell. Anyways, I don't really believe that much. That's good for oil. Ethereum is going to be the oil blockchain. So, if an asteroid comes down to Earth and knocks out all the power, we're screwed anyways. But, 30%, let's just say 20% of the supply held by 2 companies. It's kind of like Bitcoin mining companies. You know what I mean? Because if they stake this and then they liquid stake it, whatever the hell they're going to do with it, and then invest in DeFi. I know the Ether machine, they plan on doing a percentage of investing in DeFi, liquid staking it, and staking it. If they stake it, guys, they want a 10% share of the voting power on Ethereum on how to control the blockchain network. Why look at the ETF inflows when we should be looking at what companies gobble up what supplies on Ethereum to vote for the network or fork it or censor certain transactions or whatever? We should be looking at these Ethereum treasury companies, just like the Bitcoin treasury companies, probably owning some percentage of mining pools out there. You know what I mean? They're taking control of the networks. So where's everybody else going to go? Well, I would say probably Pulsechain, other layer ones, but then we're going to probably have these treasury companies come in, stake their ETH. This is probably 2027. Like, when are these guys going to get done accumulating? They're going to take it nice and slow. They don't want nothing in the retail news. They don't want no attention. You know what I mean? They can take it nice and slow. So maybe the 4-year cycle is dead, guys. Maybe it plays out in layer ones and not Ethereum and Bitcoin anymore. Who knows? You know what I mean? Because all these institutions are taking it over. So there's 2 companies that we know. That's 20% of each supply. So 20% of 150. You do the math. And then we got 1 million here. So they got 1%, maybe 0.5% of the ETH supply, really, maybe 0.75, and they're still not done. The reason why their stock has been tanking is because they've been gobbling that up first. So I think Sharplink bought the bottom, Bitmine came in, and now the Ether machine and FG Nexus want to buy it up. So the reason why Sharplink probably filed first, they came in real quick, real hard, probably to front run these 2 guys. I mean, 10% of the Jesus. 10% of the supply. That is bigger than the top 10, dude. Like, pretty much. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 million in the top 10. 5 million ETH. Just those 2 companies want 10%. That's at least 10 million coins. I thought it said 10 million coins, but no, it says 10 million. So their target hasn't been hit. And they're probably going to do a long, slow roll. It's institution. They don't want much volatility. So just be prepared. It might just be up and to the right for a while. Just hold on to your ETH. Maybe Pulsechain Sachs should take probably 20,000 ETH off and just, over the course of the next 4 years and just, do what it wants with it and leave the rest for stake, whatever in the future. Because that much ETH would do a hell of a lot to Pulsechain. Who knows? No expectations at all on this chain. But that's the way I'm kind of looking at this. Like these treasury companies are kind of like mining pools on Ethereum because two of them include like FG Nexus and the Ether machine collude together. That's 20% of the vote on Ethereum network to make changes, upgrades, things like that. You know what I mean? So like, it just makes sense, guys, to me at least. And then, you know, Pulsechain, the community runs the validators. So, like, what there's like 50,000 of those. And then when the ETH upgrade went through, FG Nexus can run one validator as the 10% supply, earn yield on that, and then just be investing it into DeFi or putting it into their stock. They're going to be profitable, dude. I mean, it's the next wave of DeFi for them. So, like, you can't be bullish enough, right? Can't be bullish enough. Anyways, let's keep on moving. I already went through the second S4, a registration statement that, yeah, you pretty much, you can read right here. Approval means this is the initial and crucial step where the SEC reviews the S4 and determines that the disclosures are complete and accurate for the public once declared effective. Whatever the hell that means in legal jargon. But shareholder approval of the S4 includes a proxy statement prospectus that asks shareholders to vote on the proposed merger or acquisition. So shareholders from a company are going to vote in order to vote on things that happen on the Ethereum network in the future and upgrades and things like that. I'm expecting. So real world to blockchain right there. They're going to control the network, can control consensus totally, just like the Bitcoin hash rate. We have to think about things like that. Everybody's all worried about price and stuff like that. Yeah, you're going to make a lot of money, but what's more important? Some of these guys up here, like the Pulsechain SAC or the Ethereum Foundation, should have enough of the supply to control a vote so they don't get taken over. What if Ether machine controls enough vote in the future and like, you know, they just come in and vote, they control the devs, they bought out the devs. Who knows? There could be corruption in the future. You know what I mean? But that is proof of stake. Who knows what's going to happen? It's just my assumptions, my thesis, like how I'm kind of trying to envision where these companies want to go. And it's something just to keep in the back of your mind. Yeah, we're going to be making a lot of money as people and as investors. You know what I mean? But what's more valuable in the future? Holding your Ethereum to have your lever of control, or say at least, or selling it for USD? Or do we just want to leave Ethereum behind and push all that Ethereum from the Pulsechain stack into Pulsechain and just own it, dude? Just like we got our own blockchain over here. This is why the 3 Pulsechain last Ethereum upgrades haven't happened on Pulsechain. Maybe it's just strategic, man. Maybe this has turned into something the so-called bug eaters could take over, because easily these treasury companies can just take it over, dude. And if the Ethereum Foundation just keeps slipping down and down and down, they're the ones that created Ethereum. So were they just in this for the money? Who knows? Or did they just build it for BlackRock in the background? I don't know. I wasn't there in the early years. I came in like 2017 and I hovered above the surface until I started scratching it with the Pulsechain SAC. You know what I mean? Around the Pulsechain SAC time and stuff like that. I just go kind of deep, but like, we need to pay attention to this guy. Who controls it? I would rather the Pulsechain SAC stay up there and at least have a 0.1%. It's not going to have any sway, but like, who, like Godwell owns like 200, close to 200K too. That's like almost 0.5% of the Ethereum supply. You know what I mean? And if we're Pulsechain's a fork of them, like, Are we going to play out like Bitcoin Cash? Hell no, probably, but like still. Anyways, enough about that. That's my rant. That's the safety and security of where people can flee in the future if bad things start happening with these security treasury companies. You know what I mean? Like Willy Woo is a Bitcoin maxi. I was just listening to a podcast what Bitcoin did today, and he said he's not into self custody anymore, but he promotes self custody because that's what you should do until your bags get to a certain size. You want to like OPSEC some stuff and pass the risk down to somebody else and have a fiduciary and stuff like that. So like I get that, but you can still there's still ways to self custody things and not totally give up your keys, but like still he's promoting one thing and doing the other because he's richer than everybody else. And it's crazy. And seeing these OGs that come out that I used to listen to back in 2017 tell me that Bitcoin is getting pretty top signal-y to me. But I don't think it's the top at all. I think they're just finally starting to come back out to try to drag retail in for these institutions to dump on. Who knows? Or at least drag enough of retail to get in so they can make money. You know what I mean? Anyways, you guys want some charts? Believe in Yourself says, yeah, I know what you mean. It was in a very different place back then. I knew of Bitcoin from the pizza purchase. My brother-in-law was one of the ones whose ETH was frozen in Canada for a while. Yeah, see, like you want to not have that happen. And that's why these people, why these treasury companies, why these Wall Streeters, why these Black Rockers want to come in and take control. Is to control the transactions. The anti-money laundering things come in later to where they just, you made a transaction to someplace, you're fraudulent. Your bank account shut down because you wanted to buy a pizza on a certain network and we didn't approve of this network because it didn't do the cross the I's and dot the T's, whatever. I'd rather go back to cash. At least you could trade with it. You know what I mean? Most crime is done in cash. But you can't log around duffel bags. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah. It's just like your debit card. If a scammer takes it and commits fraud and then you aren't aware of it and you go to like Subway or someplace to eat, you know what I mean? Like to some restaurant, and you're not aware that some scammer purchased some stuff on your credit card. You go to that place, it's your only way to pay. And you go to pay and they hand the card back and go, it declined. It's like, what? Yeah, I know it's a safety mechanism, but still it's the same thing. And Believe in Yourself also says I connected with a Forex guy on Facebook back then. I did this. His crypto course didn't have an ideal mindset. He was killing it during the last bull. When the bull market crashed in the vid, he made a killing. Yeah, I bet. He probably bought a ton up and just promoted it and promoted it and promoted it. And Willy Woo made another point is like China's probably selling their Bitcoin on the United States' head, just like they're selling U.S. treasuries. You wonder why people won't buy our bonds right now and the U.S. treasuries are being bought back. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're trying to hold the market up. It's a form of money printing, but it ain't. It's kind of a weird spot right now. Like we're in stagflation, but we're in a hyperinflationary stagflation kind of thing. It's weird. It's because China's dumping our debt. Japan is. They're already lowering their interest rates, and they're waiting for us to move. So, like, watch this stuff, guys. Like, BlackRock's going to hide in the FG Nexuses, the Ether machines. You know what I mean? Because they're going to go buy their stock, and who do you think's going to get the money, and they're going to have their contracts all written out on, everything else. And then they're going to just pull the rug out from under you as they DCA. They're going to play their little algorithmic games and everything, dude. That's why you don't trade. The guy shorted the market and had been waiting to do that for a long time, especially as long-term plays up to a year out. He can still earn pips when he wants to, but doesn't need to. Yeah, there's tons of people. Like, I almost got into the Forex stuff before after I got my crypto and stuff like that, and I almost got into the Forex stuff because you can, and perpetuals and leverage trading, but I didn't. And then because you couldn't own your own keys and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of Bitcoin OGs out there that do that stuff. They sit in cash while they're like not trading. And just like Willy Woo, he says he's not in the market all the time. He's not in Bitcoin all the time because he made it, right? But that's how most of these rich fools do. Because look, if you go to the Treasury direct.gov, just like Cairo was saying, right? Yeah, you can do this and that, but upcoming auctions, I would want to earn this. I mean, this sounds enticing to me. About auctions reopening, where's the data? Savings bonds, treasury hunt. It was in auctions. How auctions work? Is it in that? Schedules, upcoming auctions. But look at this. I'm just talking about the rates, guys. I think. No, that's not where I went. Hold on. Auctions. Treasury bill. Let's just go to treasury bill. No, I went to treasury bonds. That's where I was. I was researching a little bit. But look, 20-year bond, 4.8%. That's a pretty good yield for sitting into cash, basically. That's beating inflation. It's doubling inflation. That's pretty good stuff, man. And some of these auctions are going for less than 20-year bonds like $99.50 compared to $100 or whatever. But anyways, let's get back to crypto. But sitting in cash, having $100 million or $10 million, you're still making a pretty penny. So now I wonder why people aren't risk on completely until the Fed does what they do. You know what I mean? So I tried Forex. It's cool, but I prefer crypto as it's a little slower. AI is changing the game, but people remain people. Yeah. And 99% of people's jobs are going to be taken over by AI in the next 10 years. I've even been saying that at my job. Like, my job is going to be gone, bro. Like, streaming jobs are going to be kind of gone too. But live streaming will probably be where it's at. You know what I mean? I did learn about limit orders and leverage from Forex first. Yeah, I learned from Forex and learning about options like puts and calls and stuff like that. That's where I learned a lot of limit orders, how to do puts, how to do calls, call options, and you can arbitrage certain currencies during certain times of year or certain waves of the economy. Yeah, limit orders are the way to trade. Definitely. Anyways, let's look at Bitcoin, guys. We're on the weekly. It looks like we're bouncing a little bit. All right. It looks like it. Back to 111. People are probably front running this Fed event in the next week and a half, 2 weeks ish. You know what I mean? The thing I would watch out for here is this being a shoulder. This being a shoulder. This being a head with a little double toppy right here. Right? and then them building another shoulder over here. So that's what I would want to watch out for. But if it's not, it would probably do it in the next 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Start to curve up and be bullish, anyways. Believe in yourself also says, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Actually, a book I've read many times that I've given to many, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie, really helped me. Yeah, I think I listened to that audiobook. You just turn the TV off and start living, right? Go out to your garden, something. But yeah, I'd watch out for the head and shoulders because it looks like a little bit. We got this like bounce, right? And then we got another bounce, right? Like head and shoulders play out. It comes back down here again. I can see that kind of playing out if the Fed does not lower interest rates in September. And for my thinking, is if they don't, that head and shoulders probably will play out. And if they don't in October, that's when they're gonna probably do it. Like September will be like this, and then October it will just go down, you know. And then November will be the recovery, and then December will be kind of sideways because of holidays. Maybe a little down, maybe a little up. Who knows? That's like worst case scenario for me. But it would have to. I mean, let's measure this out. If it was a head and shoulders, you know what I mean? The head and shoulders on the weekly, it'd go back down to like 95, and it'd have to stay above that, man. Have to. That's worst case scenario for the next 3 months if the Fed does nothing. If the Fed does nothing, all right, that's what I would expect. Now, if they lower interest rates a quarter of a point, tenth of a point in September, this will start to curve. This all this goodness will start to curve up here. You know what I mean? It'll probably go sideways, curve up until October, whatever. That's already November 3rd because I'm on the weekly, but you get what I mean. If I went to the daily, it'd probably be better. But we have to look for gaps down here on the daily. Like this little, I mean, we look solid, really. We really do on the daily. Nice and solid. Oh, my bad. But yeah, that's on the weekly. That's the only thing I noticed on the weekly. It looks like we could build that little head and shoulders. You know, we won't come back down to like 74K or nothing, but it could get dragged on for Bitcoin. Short term, let's go to the daily. All right, the daily. Let's go up here. All right, let's look at the. Look at what MicroStrategy is doing. Should show you something. We line this up. The top, we'll just about right here on MicroStrategy. You know what I mean? And then that was like the way MicroStrategy kind of did that, and it bottom first. But you know, we gotta watch this stuff, guys. We have to. And MicroStrategy's falling down more than Bitcoin. So the reason why that could be happening is because this bounce on MicroStrategy, they're probably waiting for better prices. It seems like MicroStrategy is probably holding that 100K level, you know what I mean? But then these Chinese whales, according to Willy Woo, speculation here, are dumping on the American heads, you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. So let's hide the MicroStrategy again. We just have to keep an eye on that. RSI kind of looks in confluence here, you know what I mean? On the daily. So, like, we got a line right here. all the way down like that. We could be putting it around here on the RSI with some bullish Trump news or whatever the hell. But yeah, we'll see, guys. We could make a little lower low, but it seems like it's getting its strength back. But the moving average on the RSI is curving down. Just be aware of that. It has crossed. The last time it crossed on the bullish momentum side, it did pump a little bit. So it was about right here when it crossed last time on the bullish side. So this crossed right there. It could pump a little bit. You know what I mean? We could up to interest rates or something. So bullish still for this, and we'll see where it comes from that. But interest rates, it's probably not going to matter anymore. You really got to watch those treasury bond yields to go down, because once those bond yields go down, that cash money is going to look for a place to want to earn yield. Willie Woo said it himself. He's not into Bitcoin fully. So, watch the bond yields, guys. Once those start to fall down and they have to look for another place to go, bond prices go up, but yields go down. Can't live off the interest of the bond price too much. You're going to have to sell your bonds in order to live, and people don't want to do that. Yeah. You turned off the TV way back in 2010. Yeah, I don't watch mainstream news and stuff like that. Like podcasts I listen to, entrepreneur stuff, crypto stuff. And even now, I'm kind of getting burnt out on that stuff. I just want to walk away from crypto for a few months and not do nothing. But you kind of got to keep somewhat of an eye on it when you're in it. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that's what I'm thinking with Bitcoin, guys. Let's look at the momentum. It's going back down. It could be retesting this little area right in here, but I doubt it, guys. It could. But where do you think it would be? Momentum is kind of diving down while the chart's going back up. I don't know. We'll see. It would have to, but it kind of did make a resistant line right there with the bounce, right? On the momentum. So, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it carries through and breaks that in the coming week. But that's on the daily, guys. Let's look on the weekly on the momentum real quick before we go to ETH. Yeah, look at that. It's just been dying through this whole toppy area. Momentum says a lot, guys. So that's on the weekly. Looking a little toppy from even back here. This is a fake out top. That head and shoulders could play out, and then Powell doesn't cut rates, and just you grind it out lower and lower and lower, and then coming through to next year, it would be like this, and then coming next year, it would be going back up, or it'd just be going back down in another bear market before your cycle still plays in, right? That's just my speculation on Bitcoin. So yeah, momentum. Hopefully, the momentum comes back in, and yeah, momentum traders would see this and just be like, I don't like the look of that. I'm out. Swing traders and day traders and scalpers can stay in the market. Momentum leaves pretty much first. It's like the bigger version of a swing trader. You know what I mean? So hopefully it just bounces off this level right in here and continues up. But I would want to see this curve up first before it confirmed on the weekly. That was when I found this. Believe in Yourself says that was when I found this one dude in Japan's YouTube channel and binge watched his videos with a friend and began my commenting journey. That's good. That's good. I suggest to any crypto person, they're not crypto, but look into the history of Fidelity documentaries, how these operations ran, like Bernie Madoff, all these Ponzi's, whatever. Look into the history of them all. I know it's not crypto and it's blah blah blah, but they teach you a lot about fun, like TradFi. You know what I mean? So could help you guys out. Um, there's a lot of good like infranomics. Infranomics is a good channel for like updated economy kind of stats. Um, gives you a lot of stuff. That's what I listen to. I kind of listen to that while I work. He goes through it pretty quick. Some of it kind of flies over my head real quick, and I got to re-listen to it and go, "Oh, okay." When I'm not as busy, but it's still a good channel to listen to. So, which led to a live streaming journey, which led to becoming a part of the old J-Vlog community and friendships. Reminiscing, man. You're building a community, though. That's good. You're in crypto. That's cool. It led you here, man. Led you where you're supposed to be, apparently, right? This is a journey. So, anyways, let's look at SBET on this. Yeah, kind of looks like it's diving like SBET. Kind of sold my SBET at a loss right now because I think it might be going a little lower next week. So, it's nothing big, but I wanted to swing trade that thing because I thought it was bottoming out like last week, but now it's going further, and it's because of the jobs, man. It's because of the jobs. Let's just exit out of that, leave, and go to ETH. So ETH, long term, I'm on the weekly, guys. Show me. I can't believe it keeps doing this stuff because I haven't signed up. But anyways, still have that parallel channel from way back when, and I broke out. It fulfilled it. Tapped the top of the fulfillment part, broke out above the diagonal trend line, and now it's tapping the top area of this parallel channel. So this parallel channel is still in play. And from what we know about your strategic reserve spots, and these companies want to control the network, yeah, I'm going to say it like that. They're going to push the price up, and any retailers, you can easily go to 17 grand, dude. Easily. But they're probably, this is the level of Ethereum. They're probably going to play it like Bitcoin for 6 months, and it's going to go sideways. Who knows? I don't know. It could just fly off the handle and just keep going. You know what I mean? But there's a little inverse head and shoulders that played out. We're holding above the yellow line, which is really good. We haven't really came back and touched it. It does look like, let's look at volume real quick. 24-hour volume. I rarely look at it. Oh, yeah, because you're looking at it. RSI, let's get rid of the mom. Trash it. And then 24-hour volume. There we go. Volume is picking up, which is good. As long as it stays up, we'll be good. But look at how much volume has come in day, like week after week after week. It's been staying up there, but it has started dropping. So they're probably looking for a retest of that line. So just, I mean, if we got below 3,900, 3,800, I would, like, let's just put a box there, 39 to 38, somewhere right around there. Oh, right around in there. I would be concerned if we got below that area. All right, guys, on weekly, but Ethereum bullish, volume's picking up. If you look out here on the long term, look at the volumes back here. We want to see daily like weekly volume candles, just one right after another of that. And if you flip this area right here, reverse it, it kind of looks like the start over here of something happening. So just be careful. Ethereum can leave everybody behind and shock everybody, especially with all this Ethereum talk. Oh my God. Like, on top of that, somebody keeps bridging in stable coins on Pulsechain and just leaving them there, man. Like 1.5 million in the past week and just leaving them there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the coming months. Anyways, it looks good. Let's go to the daily, guys. Let's see where it's at on the daily. Ooh. Looks like it wants to go. Making a little higher high right there. Kind of finished that line. Broke through it now. Now it's kind of looking pretty juicy. Let's wick out those longs. Let's wick out those shorts. That's the kind of game it looks like it's playing right now. If I had to play any pattern, I would probably go with the parallel channel. Right here, a little lower parallel channel, and just go with that. If we broke out below that, we're definitely going for the retest. And then we would want another parallel channel, kind of like from here to there, down, and then we'd go up. But yeah, that'd give us enough fake out in the bottom of the parallel channel right there. And it kind of gives you diamond form. I don't know. I wouldn't call it a diamond formation right there because that would indicate a reversal right here and it'd be going back up. So if it was a diamond formation, that's what I would do. But we'll see, guys. It is making higher highs still right now. It is looking pretty good, but it looks like it wants to break out of that parallel channel, especially with the ETH Foundation selling, man. They are keeping it under it. I think like somebody's really telling them to just dump it, bro. Just dump it. Like market dump it. Like make Tom Lee buy on market and just dump it. Because look, bearish divergence, guys. Chart go up. RSI go down. And for the past 2 months, they've been marketing the hell out of it. Hell, like buy. So watch it, dude. Watch it. The next 6 months are just and I think it probably could break down here, So RSI that is, We'll see though. We'll see. That is Ethereum. Let's go to what you guys are here for, besides my deep knowledge of the strategic alpha. I've been watching this page like a hawk. I'm like wondering why this one right here, BTC Digital Ltd, has an MNAV of 2.5. But yeah, it's another stock. I wish they would create a reserve. Just like, why is Balancer way down here? Oh wait, look. Who's these guys? I got my number, man. They need to like drop down a couple notches. They've been selling. Yeah, they've been selling ETH, guys. Bankless has been selling ETH. The little crybabies selling ETH. God, if I had 500 ETH, I'd probably try to hold my darndest to at least 100 of them. Yeah, if just being a person, not no company or nothing. I wonder what's going to happen. But yeah, anyways, back to Pulsechain. Liquidity bonding, people getting scared. I don't know what the hell's going on right now. I think it's just a big shakeout, bro. Like, let's look at the WBTC. We're at Pulse chart first. Got to go through this, guys. I haven't done it in a while. Look at what it did. It didn't do what I wanted it to do, guys. That was a bad call. I'm sorry. If you guys followed any of that, you should have just went to Bitcoin. Should have just went to Bitcoin. So hopefully it comes up. Retest this area right up in here. Let's do it right this time, guys. Please. Like, I gotta do it right for you guys. Like, I can only get so close, but I gotta do it right. Where's my rectangle? Let's retest this area right in here. Maybe. So Bitcoin is going to be stronger. If Pulsechain goes lower, that's the only reason why this has been getting climbed, because Bitcoin has been going sideways while Pulsechain has been going downish because people are impatient. They think these tablets are whatever. I've heard some negative stuff about it. And let me tell you what, let me full screen this. If I received one of these in the mail with that logo stuff on it, like what's in the corner right there, without the yep stuff, but you get my gist. Like, come on, guys. I would keep it. Even if the stuff scratched off or whatever, you would still remember that you had to scratch that crap off. And you'd keep it around for whatever. For using it as disc golf or whatever the hell you wanted to. But does that one come with a pen holder, guys? Does it come with a pen holder? Just asking for a friend. So we'll see. And if we get like 10 mil out of it, new investors, dude, they're going to be so jazzed. Once they find out about that SAC address, Richard Hart, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just saying, guys. I would not throw it away. It's a 4-year tablet. Even if you drew spooky dick pics or whatever on it. All right? Anyways, let's go back into our deep analysis of Pulsechain, how we're doing against Bitcoin. Apparently, Bitcoin is still kicking our ass. We were kicking its ass last month-ish in July. Now we're not, because the market decided to have Pulsechain take it off for August. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, hopefully this box can actually come down here a little bit. I'm hoping, but probably not, because there's a lot more confluence over in here. You know what I mean? Maybe the bottom of this candle right here, bottom of that candle, then I would cancel that out as a fake out or whatever. But let's go up here a little bit. I would not want to see this move go above that box. Pulsechain needs to move, and this thing still needs to come back down here. Maybe, just maybe, get our little drawing tool out. Maybe we're going up this, and then it just goes like that. Oh, that's not as accurate. Let's go. Okay, we're going like this. Then we bounce. Bang. And by the 21st of September, it just crashes down and then follows our line. One can dream, man. One can dream. And then it just goes back down to here. So, yeah, that's Bitcoin. It is getting stronger against Pulse. So, yeah. Anyways, USD side, Bitcoin did have a couple wicks up to 122. That could be the top, 138. Anyways, let's go to Pulsechain. All right, Pulsechain. We are going down. Yes, we did break out of the parallel channel. So we are going to fulfill the parallel channel at the breakout. Let me get rid of the settings on the extended right, because I was doing some TA the other day. And if we fulfill that TA on the parallel channel, guys, we are going back down to 2.7. We don't have to, because this could be a fake out for days now. We would want to confirm on the weekly, though, above that parallel channel. God, that'd be a major shooting star, man. If it wicked all the way down to 2.7, gave you that chance. And yeah, we only have 2 days left on this. So yeah, we're probably going back down. The least amount we would drop would be, I'm being bearish right now. I know, guys. I know. Don't get shaken out at all. The least amount would be, let's trash that one. The least amount would be 3411. Okay. And I wouldn't want to see it go any lower than that. But we, be honest, guys, we would still be good at 2.28, 2.728. We really would. So my little bullish hope disbelief phase, it's not going to happen yet. I was too hopeful, guys. Too hopeful. So let's just delete that and delete our little. Oh, let's leave our little white line there. Let's see what happens. Let's go back to the daily because it could bounce off that white line. It's been pretty accurate in the past right here. So we'll see. We shall see. But it still can come down there. Maybe, just maybe, we're coming back down to test that 200. Because I just saw that on the daily right here. And look at that, where that half the parallel channel goes to. So another thing we got to look out for is, guys, I'll just leave this line right here. I will highlight it. That line right there is the mid channel of the bigger parallel channel. We are below it on the daily and the weekly. To be bullish, we would have to close above this on the weekly. And we're really close. But we can still come down to the 200, okay, and still fulfill a little curve back up if we are carrying momentum up. And it does look like that. But if we do and create this bottom, we could create something that comes down, goes back up, retest that, and then come back down. I know my timelines on this ain't accurate, but you get what I mean. On the daily, it would be kind of more like this. Would bounce, come back down, and fulfill the fulfillment of the area right there. All right, bearish. Now, knowing that these tablets are going out in the next couple weeks, if you're down in California, get a hold of SJ and go help her out if you have nothing to do, man. Feel charitable and want to pump your own bags. So that is my honest look at the bearishness. Now, at the bullishness of this chart, this could be forming a double bottom area right here. Because, let's zoom in, guys. Let's zoom in, guys. Oh, again, with the PA. All right. These wicks over here have been fulfilled, and usually long wicks like that in a very not liquidity injected chart or manipulated chart, usually they get filled by candlesticks, right? So they have been filled. This can be the form of a little wannabe spiral double bottom to come back up here and do something like that and just go that way. I'm not going to moon boy it. That would be pretty cool. A couple little fake outs, scare everybody out, interest rates coming up, rah. We'll see. We shall see. It could be taken as the periscope, and then this is the submarine, and then we got this, and then we're just plowing through liquidity. I don't know, guys. Like, come on. I'm just trying to make it fun. Be all like slimy or whatever. I don't little submarine, but no. To be honest, that's my bullish case. And if we got back in this parallel channel and continued to grind up, it would confirm the trend for me, because there's one, confirmation, two, confirmation, and we're good. But when you go to the weekly, it would really confirm an arch where that we're going to start moving to the top side of this parallel channel and break out. So there's my Pulsechain TA and Pulsechain right now. Oh wait, I forgot to look at the momentum on this. Momentum's looking great. So lean more towards the bullish side. All right. Then the bearish side with that. Because of that momentum. Look at that. Looks so sweet. It's not moving too fat. It's just grinding up little by little. As long as we don't start crashing near zero again, we're doing great. All right. Twilight momentum. RSI. Let's look at that. Look, kind of played out what I wanted it to, right? We'll see if it goes back up, and we probably will. September, whatever, pump timber. I don't think this September is going to be a red September, because in 2017 it was. You know what I mean? Just watch it. All right, guys. We'll see if my little drawing here plays out, but it seems to be holding the midline. Yeah, we are a little below it. I'd like to see it rise, but we're on the weekly, so let's look. We crashed below, so we're probably going to bounce down here. That line broke down, so we were wrong on that line. The market always knows, guys. You know. So yeah, we'll see if it curves back up and hits our target, but I'm still deleting that line. So it's probably going to come back up to the midline and retest it somehow, RSI, but that momentum is looking sweet. So I wouldn't make any rash decisions yet, especially with knowing that this marketing's coming. We could even pop up and do a little kind of, and then start to go. Maybe that's a little too lengthened, but you get my drift. Put the lines back and just do this. All right. I want to get rid of this, but whatever. But you know what I mean. Come down, retest, do a little, go up, retest, and then just go. You know, whatever. My crayon lines are my crayon lines. You know what I mean? You get what I mean. So let's look at the wrap pulse each ratio. Some people like us looking at this secret chart. We're definitely looking like we've broken down from the parallel channel, and we might look like we're going to want to try to attempt a lower low on the weekly. So for this to play out, if Ethereum stays strong, guys, I'm just being honest in what the charts are telling me, right? The least amount it would go down, it would be right here. Right? The most it would be, this is if Ethereum stays and Ethereum goes and wrap pulse just stays the same. All right. I know Richard wants to double on his ETH before he starts to do anything. That's what I would want. You know, and that's worst case. So there's just that off the parallel channel. And it kind of played out like we're going to break the bottom parallel channel. We retested the top right here and it fell down. Ethereum's holding strong. even if Ethereum goes sideways in Pulsechain, it's just going to peter out a little bit compared to ETH because people want a flight to whatever. But I'm a Pulsechain guy, so I'm staying here. You know, Unity. To be honest, guys, Unity has kind of me getting into Unity kind of staved me a little bit, but we'll see. I'm got to stake in like another week coming out. See, and I might make some money off that, but I'm still this is like a tight neck sport. I'm still pricing in a 50 to 60% drop because there could have been traders in this. It could have been completely manipulated, whatever. And I'd still be hella cool at $9, man. That's the game, and probably another week, we'll probably come back down and we'll see how it plays out. But that's been making me some pulse right now. So we'll see. We'll see. Go to Pulsex, guys. We looked at the ratio chart. If you wanted to make more pulse, you can go on Bitcoin and Ethereum. All safe plays if you don't want to get into stables or nothing like that and still make money because always one swap away. You know what I mean? Especially if you're just staying on Pulsechain. I know liquidity is a little bit, but each to their own. So Pulsex tells me a more bullish of a story because we are bouncing off this line again, not the upper line because we broke through that, but we still hold this area. It is a make it or break time for Pulsex, I think. And if you go over to Pulsechain ratio, it looks like it's kind of making a floor right there, huh? But look at how it's like kind of following my lines a little bit. That's creepy. Just notice that. Bank. Is it going to go down further? We'll see if it bounces up because it has not retested that line yet, guys. So and that line goes from way back there, and I think it was on the daily. Yeah, it's this that line. We broke it. It hasn't really like tried to retest it much, or has it? Yeah, it retested it. So I see a head and shoulders right here. So it went down there, already fulfilled it. The wick got bought back up. Now it's building a bear flag. We shall see. It could just fly up like this if somebody gets into it or Pulsechain takes off. Who knows? But this is the ratio, so it'd probably go the other way if Pulsechain took off. So that's Pulsex, guys. It is deflationary, but yeah, it needs to bounce off this trend line right here in order to hold its bullish structure. And yeah, it does look stronger than Pulsechain, though. It really does. Because it still hasn't even really made lower lows down here. So there's that, guys. So I know I could be like marking the bottom right here and it's just going to fly off the handle and go up, right? 100x right away. Minimalize your expectations and you'll shock yourself sometimes. So after saying all that, let's go right here. Wait, I already got a parallel channel. We have not broken out of that parallel channel. So we could come back down here and retest it at 402, 444, whatever, and come back up. But we can curvity curve and go back up in September, right? Let's make a better line. We'll probably end up doing something like this. Or if interest rates or blah, we'll probably do something like that. Who knows? Unless this marketing kicks off. You know what I mean? We'll see. Because it still seems like there's a bunch of G's on this chain. Look at this. Look at all that. Bunch of G's. Anyways, let's go to ink. Ink's holding up nice. It needs to hold that line. Blue line. Hold it. But worst case scenario, let's look at the target on that. Let's just do half because I think people would come in and protect it below $1. Yeah. We're going to 90 cents. Yeah, they would probably protect it down there. So yeah. Holding strong. That would be my level, like, but I think so. Our little smiley face did not play out, so we just need to like kill this smiley face, dude. Okay, because we're retesting this line again. We'll see what happens. It's holding up nice. It's got to hold that dollar mark, man. That is a big psychological number. I would not want it to come back down and go into the 40s range, but it is a reward token. Inflation has been cut like a mother, though, so we'll see. We shall see. Yeah. Hex. Let's not look at the one on Ethereum today. We are bouncing off the 200 on Hex. Need to hold the 200, guys. This would be do or die time. We did fulfill the wick area enough. We didn't retest back. So, yeah. I mean, we fell out of the parallel channel. So, if parallel channel, we kind of have fulfilled half the channel so far. So, we could go down a little further off that channel, right? So, that's my little target on that. We shall see on Hex. It usually recovers faster than the rest. And yeah, we shall see. Looking kind of bottom, like everything looks like a double bottom at this point in time. So where it needs to go back to the upside, or we're going to break levels and go further lower. All right. But everything seems a little too wrecked lately. Nobody's chitter chattering and stuff. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't been on X too much lately though, so don't mind me. Look at Solid X. Probably an important zone. It did break out of the parallel channel, but I highly doubt it's going back down to $5, guys. I mean, that would be a buy of a lifetime, but you'd have to look at the ratio over here. And I forgot to do that on Hex for you guys. My bad. Go back to Hex. Look at the ratio. It spreads a cleaner vision. Yeah, this holding support. It looks like it already bounced. So it's going to bounce again, guys. That right there just tells me that curving up. So Pulsechain's about to recover. Pulsechain's about to recover. Ink's about to recover. If Hex recovers. Solid X, I think they just got their licensing or something like that. Their official whatever. So it's like game time. They got 2 games they're working on right now. Second best thing on Pulsechain besides the cores, guys. To be honest, like, and then it's probably PTGC UFO, and then the DeFi stuff like Nope and Dip and all of them right underneath them. That's kind of how I kind of rank it. Besides the meme coins, kind of leaving the meme coins out there. Well, there is a MIT. MIT probably should be up there along with PTGC, to be honest. You know, I don't know. Like, at least the platform should be held in a higher regard, but we shall see, guys. It is still early in Pulsechain. It's only been 2 years. Oh my God, it's been like 2.5 years, huh, guys? Well, anyways, you guys are the hardcore believers with 12 viewers. We got 9 on X. Come over to YouTube, subscribe, and like that button, share it out, whatever, and then go back to X. All right, guys. Like, subscribe, please. All that major jazz. And yeah, hopefully this is the bottom and we start to recover. Wrap pulse ratio on this looks like it's already trying to recover on it. And when you look at this, it doesn't seem like it's doing very well, but it's trying to find a pulse bottom. People are just going to sell the bottom, guys. Or what happens? So most token, let's take a look at that. I'll take a look at. I'll probably get to like emit and probably stop at that. Most token looks like it's rounding off pretty nice. And if you continue this 200 moving average, it looked like it probably would have tapped it and went down. So yeah, still got some time, guys, to accumulate more. It's right off the top of that box-ish area. So if it breaks down, we're all going down more. And yeah, look at actuator. Yeah, it's down there again. Good time to accumulate a little bit. Yep. Holding up pretty strong. Trying to hold that third bottom fish. Keep that higher low. But it really wants to go down to the bottom of that parallel channel. Let's just see if it happens. We really shall. Let's look at the, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Yep. I think it's performing pretty nice in this whole thing. Especially with all the liquidity blowing and stuff. Nope, choking. Let's look. It looks just as bad as Solid X. Everything looks bottomy on this side. Like that looks like it's about to break lower. Nope does. Yep, token. Nope's probably bringing it down with it along with that. And Solid X is kind of holding it down. But we shall see on that. 2 fucks. It's holding, but it looks like it wants to break down. Holding its ground, like somebody's keeping it there for a reason. I haven't been selling any of my 2 fucks. Like yields are down, so why sell? Like just accumulate. The only reason why yields are down is because 2 fucks is down. This should be over $1 million market cap. You know, I don't get why it's not. Emit though. Oh man, I missed my DCA portion below $1. Yeah, I think the dude finally sold it out. Yeah, I need to pick me up some of this. A little more of a DCA into this one. I'm in the council, but I might want to pick up a little bit more. I don't know. At this point of the show, I'm rambling and just doing DCA stuff. This would probably get the true alpha. But no, this has been holding up really nice. I'm glad it's above this line again. Could have been a fake out, guys. Hopefully, that's the end of that. Hopefully, some sell pressure leaves emit and it starts moving back up. I like that. Let's look at that. I think it just keeps going down. Yep, just made new lows. So let's look at how wrecked I got on TFC, and then we'll leave. Look at where it's at, guys. Think it's going to break lower? I think I finally bought some like right here, like right up here, like $10 worth. But yeah, just keep breaking down lower and lower and lower, and I think it's going to keep going. Yeah, I think it's going to keep going until like it actually forms some good market structure. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, just He might be holding it down at this level, but it's a definite blow off top, guys. Just be careful. DCA time there. Let's look at Island. Yeah, I think we're about to move the other way here soon. This one's a good indicator of that too. Like just looking at Island because it's been performing like this too. So this one probably helped me a lot on holding up Yep because of the liquidity pool between Yep and Island because this looks pretty similar to how Yep tokens performing and it looks fairly similar. So might have to thicken that back up, but yeah, that's pretty nice and it is a smaller liquidity pool with Yep and Island. I know I removed a little bit, but it's probably got no volume. It's not going to pop up, but yeah. Yeah. Island's a good play. Let's look at PTGC. How it's recovering. Ooh. It's got to hold that line, dude. This uptrend line really does, but it looks like somebody's just cheating the hell out of it. Just saying, screw it, I'm out. But it could just be Pulsechain pulling it down, too. I haven't paid attention to the pool numbers there. Let's look at yield. This is odd. A yield token that just keeps going down. Got low liquidity, but it started off at a low market cap. So, yeah, you just earn it. P-Land just got a farm on Homie Farms with DAP today. So, if you have a P-Land, you can go earn some of that DAP when we don't play DAP. But this looks like it's independent. If it's going to break down, it'll break down. And it'll probably come back down to 4 zeros and 5. Pick you up some of that. Let's look at Pink Mist Whale. How is it doing? Looks like it's forming a little higher low. That's a good sign on that one. Let's look at dark real quick. The correct dark. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to no permission. Dark. Yeah. Ooh, ouch. 18% today. Probably going to hold this $5 level, I'm hoping. And I know everybody says, why does it have such low liquidity? Because 98% of it's locked up on a smart contract with a lottery. So hardly anybody supplying liquidity, and you earn it through NFTs. So, yeah. I think that's all I got, guys. If y'all in the chat, please share this out with people. Hopefully you guys like my TA, and hopefully y'all are bullish. There we go. Yep, I'm bullish. Yeah. That'd be cool if it came in different colors and had little holders on them and stuff. But yeah, this thing was hella cheap. Hella cheap. But get one in the mail for free would be kind of cool. Peace out. I'll see you next week. Oh yeah. Go back in my feed and look at my video on Monday I put out with the Vox team. Check it out. I haven't touched it yet or DCA'd anything into it. I'll hold it, but I've been looking into it. But the Vox team and Emit seem to be doing fairly well. The Vox team's like down 99. Could be a good place to get in. I don't know. Do your own research. Other than that, that's 2 plays I'm looking at besides no permission stuff and SolidX. Kind of just keeping to my own right now. Besides, peace out, stay agreeable, and enjoy the bounce. I really think it's coming.
No permissions, birth looked up, taking flight flowing. Knows dissidence, balanced in dark and light. Steadying the agreeable index plight. Crypto tuning up, yup, keeping it right. Yup, the meme that's on the rise. Agreeable, intense. One on a Pulsechain's pride. Opening those minds with all the positivity. Marching in its time, cadence in the grind. Agree to disagree. Yup. I thought about a time you need to meet up, hits it right. Freedom and prosperity, the destination and the flight. Lighting up dad's farm, opposed to that, nope. Rule, firing up them charts, yeah, flying straight and true. Wink at the foes, cheer at the woes, yep. Stack stats gliding